Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Justine, and y'all already know we back with another story time. Yes, I'm hot. I don't know what the name of the story time gonna be. You gonna see it in the title below. Let's get into it. We gonna start with when I was younger, y'all. We gotta start when I was younger so the story makes sense, okay? So when I was younger, my first sexual anything, I don't say my, but it was with a girl, y'all. My first kiss was with a girl. My first sexual act was with a girl.
So, okay, you like girls?
Me and this girl, we're gonna call her. Let's call her Corey. She was like a tomboy and looked like a boy, and yeah. So one day, me, Corey, and our friends, we just outside. We playing hide and go seek. So we had certain boundaries where we couldn't go past. And this is where base is at and all this other stuff. All right. Now, me and Corey went to go hide together, y'all. So when me and Corey went to go hide together, we went and hid behind a bush.
Bitch, I see what you did there. I know.
When we hid behind the bush, she started to tell me to lay down. I'm like, okay, mind y'all, I'm young. I was really young. So I had laid down. Mind y'all, I'm behind the bush, so it's like I'm laying in the grass. So she begins to pull my pants down. I'm like, um, okay, I don't know what's going on.
Call the police.
And she started eating me up, y'all. No lie. No lie. Back then, I didn't know what that was. It was weird. It felt weird. I'm like,
Um, okay, I guess this is what's going on. Like, I don't know. Like, I was just, yeah, I'm telling you, I was confused. I ain't,
so, she was like, oh, can you know what that means? So she lay down. She wanted me to do it down. Kind of like, yeah. So I did it to her, y'all. Okay, so we did that and whatnot. And, we went back to basically playing hide and go seek. So we went back and ran the base. So that was my first sexual, I guess, like interaction that was with a female. And she wasn't my first kiss, though. It was another girl, but we don't get into that.
but it was just kind of weird because it's like, I'm like, okay, I guess she liked me, or maybe, I don't know what she just wanted to do that. Like, yo, when I said I was confused, I didn't know what was going on. And it was crazy because I had a crush on one of our other friends at the time, but it was actually a boy.
And that's why I was like, mm like, yo, it was weird. So, like, of course, she would never, like, try that in front of our friends and whatnot. But, like, yeah, every chance she get, like, she was just like touchy, and I was just like, yeah, nah, like, I don't know, y'all was weird. Me and Corey ended up going to the same high school when I got older. Only went to this high school, y'all, because my mother wanted me to go to this high school because one of my older brothers went to this high school. So, y'all, when I get there, I'm a freshman and whatnot. So I made a few friends. Me and my friends would hang out. We ain't really had the same. That's crazy. Me and my friends that I really like was like click tight with. We didn't really have the same classes. We really didn't. That's crazy. One day I was in class and these girls that I was talking to, I wasn't friends with them. I would call them more like classmates, literally. That was it. I remember this day like the back of my hand. So embarrassing. Let's get into it. We sitting in science class, y'all. It's me and three other girls. So everybody just like talking about like their boyfriends, their girlfriends, or like things they didn't did, who they didn't dated, like who got crush on who. So I ended up telling them like when everybody was like, "Oh, who you got crush on? Who you got crush on?" I ended up telling them that I had a crush on a girl on the basketball team. So they're like, "Who?" It was a girl on the varsity team that I had a crush on. I'm like, listen. Listen. The crazy thing is, y'all, cut. I know this is gonna be a side story.
The girl that I had a crush on, I had ended up finding out the guy that I was dating, not at the time, but like this guy I was dating. Yo, he was talking to her. Like,
It was so weird. I was like, y'all talk like. He was like, no, we don't talk like we used to. Like we used to date, but like we still cool. We text or whatever. So I'm like. I didn't know how to feel about that because I'm like, she definitely fine shit and he fine shit, but I ain't with none of that shit. So that'll be another story time for whatever. Y'all I still had this crush on this girl. I did not care. So they basically was like, "Oh my god, you got a crush on her? Da, da, da. I'm gonna tell her, y'all." And I'm like, "Don't tell her." They was like, "No, we're gonna try to hook you up. We're gonna try, we're gonna try to put you deep with her." And I'm like, "No, you bitches is fucking messy." Like just from the whole response from what I just said, I know y'all finna be on some messy shit, and that's about to be even more embarrassing. Like, so please don't do that. They're like, "Well, we just want to know what she gonna say." Like, so mind y'all, I ain't tell y'all, Corey was also on the basketball team. But like I said, I didn't like Corey though. I liked the other basketball thing. I liked the other one. So we still talking, y'all. So that's when they was like, of course, like I said, they was like they gonna tell her whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever at this point. So now we talking about a whole another conversation. Basically, everybody started talking about like I guess like their sexual interactions. Like we is in high school. Why is we talking about this? Shouldn't nobody even be out here doing this? But yeah, I wasn't doing it at the time. I'm just saying. Like, I was a freshman. All right, for real. So when we started talking about that, I was like, they asked me like, oh, because everybody was like, started talking about like I said, their boyfriend and girlfriends. Oh, like this one girl was like, yeah, I got a boyfriend, but I like this girl and da 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 da. And this other girl was like, oh, I didn't know you like girls and da da da. And this other girl was like, yeah, I like girls too. So you know me, I was just like putting it out there with your dumb ass. I'm like, yeah, I like girls too, but like my first anything with a girl was kind of weird. And they was like, what you mean? So I feel like I kind of brought this up, but it wasn't intentional. Like, it wasn't for it to be what it's going to be.
I can see right now, man, you get ready to get fucked up for nothing. For nothing.
So I'm basically telling them, like,
Oh yeah, like one day me and my friend we was like playing hide and seek and she took me down the bushes and she gave me head and I gave her head and whatever.
and they was like, for real, who? And I was like,
I don't want to tell y'all because like she go ahead and I wanted to be like
and they was like, she go ahead, you lying, like, who? I want to know, I want to know. So I'm like, it's Corey. They like, fuck, no, you lying, you lying. Now, mind you, at the time, Corey is definitely like into her little boy stage for real. Like she's definitely like in her stud stage. Oh god, like she was. I ain't gonna hold you. So they was basically like, "Oh, you lying, you this and that." Because Corey was basically known at this point for like I guess like having bitches like everybody like her, everybody thinks she's so cute and this and that. But me personally, I don't like studs. I like femmes. I like girls that look like me. Like I like feminine girls. So all the little boy stuff. No shade to nobody else. I personally feel like I can just dig a guy for all that. Like, so, I mean, that's just me personally. When I tell y'all, they was like, oh, I'm going to ask her. I think you lying, I think you lying. I was like, I'm not lying, but don't ask her. Like, don't do that. They was like, I don't care. We're asking her. We're asking her. And I'm like, yo, when I say my heart was just like, because class was almost over with, and everybody ready to be in the house. And Corey class is definitely like across the hall. So I'm like, oh my god, this about to be so embarrassing. Like I don't even know what to do. So before class was over, kids, they just certain kids just leave out the classroom. Like they're not waiting for the bell, they're not waiting for the teacher, they don't care what the teacher's saying, like blah blah blah, girl class is over. We're done. The girls basically was on that type of time, y'all. Like they went out in the hallway. And when them doors opened and Corey and her homegirls was coming out, homeboys, shall I say? When Corey and them was coming out, they was like, I got your question, I got your question. So I can like hear them. So they started like whispering in her ear. And when they whispered in her ear, she had turned her head, she looked and she was looking at me and I'm sitting up there like
I hate bitches, I hate bitches, I hate bitches, I hate bitches, bitches. I hate bitches, I hate bitches, I hate
like I'm
bitches,
just
I
looking
hate.
stupid, y'all. Now mind you, I am skinny, like I told y'all. This is back in the day. I am skinny. I have the glasses on. I can't even show you. I'm skinny. I got the glasses on. I had braces. Like was giving real deal nerd out there. Like, just, I guess, from the image, just looking at me. People was like, I felt like they was like looking at me like that and then like looking at Corey like, bitch, please, you lying. Now I'm gonna go ask her. And I'm like, well, we was younger. We was younger, I was prettier. Like, and now I'm big.
You lying. You was on the live calling Chris T Daddy and shit. So I figured you want to do what you want to do. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
But yeah, I'm like, these hoes are so fucking weird. So she's sitting up there looking at me, and so she was like, fuck no, she lying, this and that. And when Corey gets saying, like, oh no, she lying, this and that, everybody just like bust out laughing. Everybody just laughing. So one of the girls had ran back down towards me and was like, Corey said, you lying, you lying, you lying. I'm like, of course she's going to say that. It sounded delusional. It low-key sounded delusional because it's like, of course she won't say that because how I look now. Man, because I'm like,
Don't blame my face. And what do I got to sit up here and laugh for? Like, I'm not ready to sit up here and go back and forth with you about it. Like, everybody sit up here laughing. I'm like, it's the biggest, it's the joke of the day.
I'm the joke of the day at this point. Like, bitch. So I'm like, okay, well, believe what y'all want. I don't really care. So, yo, and this is another thing that made it weird. Yeah, basically, when they asked Corey about did that really happen with me or whatever, why the fuck? That's when them bitches, that's when they told the girl I had a crush on the basketball team, that's when they told her, like, oh, basically, like,
Or she like you, she want to talk to you, like, or she want to give you her number, like.
I could just imagine how these bitches was. I don't know what was said specifically, but I could just imagine. So the girl who looked at me and was like, no,
Shit, man, goddamn.
yo,
I'm crying for my baby.
yo, when I said embarrassed and I was so irritated and mad because I'm like,
I had a crush on her, but like not to the point where I'm like, I wanted to talk to her. I just thought like, oh, she's cute.
is that even considered a crush? I don't know. But now I feel like I'm just the laughing stock of the day because y'all done went up there and asked this girl, did this happen between me and her? She up there like, fuck no, she lying, this and that. Why would I sit up there? I'm like, my thing was, why would I sit up there and magically just think of that off the top of my head and then choose you? Like, oh yeah, she's the one that make it make sense. Like, be fucking for real. And I don't like you, die. Stud. I got stop. So y'all ain't gonna lie, that was a quick story time I wanted to tell you about how they really outed me, like really embarrassed me. The crazy part actually about this is during like the school year after they told the girl like, oh, she like you and she was like, no, I'm cool. They had ended up telling me like she didn't say that because I guess she didn't like you. I think she had a girlfriend at the time. And I was like, I wouldn't even be surprised by that, but I fuck that bitch. So no, I'm just one. So I ain't gonna lie, the girl did start like speaking to me and she like, hey, what's up? Like she was started being nice to me. Not that she was ever mean. I guess that's when we just actually started speaking. But she was so nice, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, like she was a sweetheart. I'm like, I like you. We could definitely be friends. Like your homegirl, that big stud, big back bitch. Tell her stop fucking like me. That was a quick story time that I want to tell you. Y'all ever had an embarrassing outing? Let's talk about it. Let me know. What I'm trying to still figure out is why y'all ain't like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all, y'all starting to be weird too. Not gonna lie. I love y'all. Make sure y'all tune in to the next story time. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much. Stop acting like y'all not gonna be here for the girl. Big honey cocaine. Y'all know what the fuck it is. I love y'all. Peace.